You're listening to Systemic Era Podcast. The failure was designed.
MAGA knives out after GOP stronghold flips to Democrats, based on an article by Elizabeth Preza. Knox County didn't flip. Republicans let it slip. The power was local. Knox County, Tennessee just showed how much national politics depends on boring local machinery. Democrats took a county commission seat and then gained control of the school board in a county that went for Donald Trump by 20 points, and by the source's description, had Republican control across countywide offices. That is not a symbolic win. It is institutional power, moving in the places where policy becomes daily life. The real decision was neglect. The easiest lie in Republican postmortems is that this kind of result is a mystery. It is not. The source makes the cause plain enough. Republicans did not show up for local races in a non-presidential year. That is not bad luck. That is a governing party treating the plumbing of democracy as optional until it leaks. When a party cedes school boards and commissions, it is not being surprised by voters. It is advertising that it does not know how to maintain power below the headline level. The terrain was built to favor them. One MAGA commentator in the source blames really bad district maps drawn in 2021. That complaint is revealing even if it is self-serving. It points to a system where the map itself is part of the fight, where advantage is engineered in advance and then treated as a natural fact. But engineered advantage is not the same as guaranteed control. Democrats still won because they turned out. That matters. It means the structural tilt was real, but it was not enough to overcome organized participation. The machine was rigged for one side, and that side still failed to operate. The blame game was the point. The reaction on X was classic displacement, outrage at voters, contempt for local participation, sneering about stupid kids, and the usual fantasy that people who vote against the conservative line must be ruining something that was theirs by right. That is the deeper political pattern. Reactionaries do not read Democratic losses as evidence of weak appeal. They read them as that. The anger is not about persuasion. It is about entitlement. They assume local power should remain dormant and obedient, and they call it scandal when citizens use it. School boards are not side quests. This is why school boards matter more than the culture or theater around them suggests. They are not symbolic forums for performance politics. They are institutions where power reaches children, budgets, hiring, discipline, and public memory. Whoever controls them is shaping the next layer of civic life. A county that votes Republican at the top can still move when Democrats contest the level where decisions are actually made. That is the lesson here. Democratic politics works when it stops waiting for national permission and starts taking the local state seriously. A larger pattern. Knox County is a small case with a large meaning. Authoritarian politics relies on public fatigue, low turnout, and the assumption that local offices are too minor to fight over. The moment Democrats treat those offices as real power, the supposedly permanent order gets fragile. That fragility is the story. The map can be tilted, the county can be rid, and the office holders can be Republican. None of it matters if the opposition shows up and the governing party does not. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternate for today's article with the automated voice of Liverts. Thanks for listening.